Hello, everyone. You are welcome to a brand new episode of Sister right here on the best TV channel in the world, Channel 1 TV. And if you're listening, you're actually listening to the best radio station in the world. That is City 97.3 FM. My name is Kata, and it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight as we go through some of the stories or letters that you've been sending to us when it comes to your relationships. You know, sister is where we get to talk about everything relationships. As you share your messages of all those troubles or problems or hitches that you're going through your relationship, we find ways to talk about it and help you find solutions to all these hurdles. Or if not all, we try, like let's say 80% to 90% to help find those solutions, that will help you go through those hurdles. I keep saying we because I don't do it alone. I and the sisters actually do that. But before you meet the sisters, I want to say a very big thank you to Gino for, holding us down always and for sponsoring the show. And also to each and every one of you for always tuning in at the right time for this show. Anyway, if you want your letter read, send it via sisterislive@gmail.com and we will get to read it on the show. Now, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, you will be meeting the sisters.
Life is a celebration of moments, big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Welcome back. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. Now it's time for me to introduce the best sisters. I introduced the best TV station, the best radio station, the best presenter for the show, me. And of course, it's time for you to know the best sisters of the show. Right, guys? Everything's about the best today. And I also introduced the best Jews in the world for you. But wait, hold on. Let's meet the best sisters, guys. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Chris.
Rosie. Today I'm all about the best, though.
Yes, and I'm feeling
the best, Rose.
I know, right?
How are you, Rose?
I'm fine, and I'm feeling my makeup. Charlie, your girl did me good, so I'm just feeling very.
Everything's about the best.
Yeah, I'm
today.
feeling very best. Yeah. That's even an expression. I'm feeling my hair and everything. Charlie, I'm feeling myself.
Hey, she's feeling herself.
Yeah.
I love that. It's nice to feel yourself once in a while.
Of course.
Just to remind yourself who you are.
True.
Thank you. And also joining us once more is Selom Ajovi.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Ajovi. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm well, thank you.
You have two local names.
Yes.
So you're not like us that have like an English name and a middle name, like.
Actually, I have 3 local names.
All right.
Have you seen my surname?
We also have two
Ameyedo.
locals. We also have two
The
local
name
names.
is Selom Ajovi Ameyedo.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like people have an English name and the middle name is a lot, but you have all local names. That's,
Yes.
that's nice.
I'm a typical 410% Ewa girl, undiluted.
Sharp.
Undiluted.
After
Shout out to
After
the Ewa
German, yeah.
people. That's very good. And joining us again is Dr. Ethel.
Hi,
Dr. Ethel. How are you?
I'm fine.
How's
How are you
everything?
too?
I'm
Great,
good, thank you.
great. I'm
You look
blessed
nice
to
in
be
yellow.
here.
That's your color.
Thank you.
I think
Yes,
that's your
love
color.
yellow.
Yeah.
But I don't do it often. Maybe I
Good.
should.
Yeah, that's your color. Goes well with your skin. Ooh, look at you on the
great.
screen. Love it. But now, sisters, are you ready? We have some letters that we have to go through today. But before we go through these letters, let me introduce the best Jews and the best Jews guy in the world. Hello, guys. It's the Jews guy.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Juice guy.
sisters.
Hi.
This guy.
Hi, Jews guy. What's up?
I did for you, as always.
How's business?
We've missed you, so come around soon.
Oh, Juice guy with the best juices. So how can people reach out to you, Juice guy, though?
On social media,
Yeah.
at the Juice Guy.
At the Juice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juis,
Yeah.
and the guy.
At the Juice guy, yeah. All right, so Juice guy, are you ready? Are you going to join us today as we go through these letters?
Hey.
All right, okay, so while we wait for Juice Guy to, prepare something delicious for us when it comes to cocktails that will actually keep us refreshed as we go through the letters, let's dive deep into the letters. Sisters, are we ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so now it's time for us to get into these letters. All right, so the first letter, dear sisters, I need to open up about something that's been weighing heavily on my heart. There's a man in my life, someone I care about deeply. To the outside world, we may just be friends, but to me, he's so much more. I don't see him as just a man. I see him as my best friend, my comfort, my peace. The bond we share is rare, and I would do anything for him. But here's the painful truth. He's in love with someone else, my childhood best friend. And that's where it hurts. I've watched him look at her the way I silently wish he looked at me. I've watched him light up around her in ways that make my heart sink. And I've stood by, smiling, pretending to be okay, while carrying the ache of unspoken love inside me. She doesn't feel the same way about him. She's never truly seen him, not the way I do. But still, his heart leans towards her, and I'm left in the shadows. Sisters, I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose his friendship, but it's getting harder to pretend that my feelings don't exist. Should I tell him the truth or quietly protect my heart from further pain? Please help me. With love, a friend who's falling. Wow, very poetic. Why is your face like this, Rosie?
Because this is pure witchcraft. See, this is pure witchcraft. And see,
Rosie, speak.
you see, this is.
No, wait.
Take it
Juice,
easy.
juice,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, allow me, please. Oh, this is witchcraft.
Why?
Wickedness. You know, there's this thing they keep saying that the grass is not always greener on the other
On the
side.
other side.
Now you're looking at the relationship from outside and it looks perfect. You don't know what your friend does in the background because it's not everything your friend does that she will tell you. You don't know some of the things that she has to go through, how the relationship was built over time, the challenges they faced, how they've toiled to get where they are. You don't know. All you are seeing is how the man look. Recently, there was a video that showed up on social media where There was a lady who thought she was setting up a surprise proposal for her friend. And then she thought she was setting up her friend.
Yeah, and
then it turned out to be her own
it was
proposal.
so sweet.
Yes.
Long and short, when you wish well for your friends, in due time, you get yours back beautifully. But this is the case. You have a friend you dare call your best friend, and you are trying to convert, like, it's like you are lasting over or wanting to take over something that she has worked hard for. How do you open your mouth and still call this friend your best friend? You know, if I were her, do something so that your best friend will know that you are not her best friend and get out of their lives.
Yeah. Fight. Maybe
You see,
confess.
because listen, and we are asking us whether we should give you permission to go and tell the man how you feel. If what you are telling us is right, how the man looks at your friend and everything is right, you'll be so disgraced, it's not funny. Number two, if the man is also a loose guy, all you do is to sleep with you, but he knows who he wants to marry.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it will end in gargantuan tears. My take is that you are being a witch. But because you haven't done it yet, I won't call you a witch. But you are practicing witchcraft. Just get out of the lives of your best friend and her boyfriend. Allow them to enjoy the fruits of the relationship that they have nurtured and stay away. And stay away. Because, Charlie, your friend is supposed to be your safe space. That's the person you run to when you have moments of disagreement with your boyfriend and things. So, my dear, why? I can't think far. You see, you know, there are a few times where I get lost for words and I'm just running all over myself. But this is one of those times. Like, I just don't get it. And then you have the energy, the effrontery to write this in a letter. And your problem is not that we should show you how to forget about this guy, overcome. But
the feeling.
But what you want is to give you permission to go and tell the guy, my dear, feelings, unfortunately, they are not things that we may have control over. But at every point in time, I think common sense should come into play. So it's okay to feel the way you are feeling, but I think that you should train your brain to be larger than what your heart is feeling, to tell your heart the right thing to do. And obviously, the right thing to do is not professing your love to this man or taking over your best friend's boyfriend. That is not the right thing to do. Absolutely not the right thing to do.
Right. Ajovi.
You know, grace is not transferable. Because her friend carries a certain type of grace when it comes to this guy, and she's sitting far thinking, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so rosy, maybe this guy would be this with me, it should be me.
Yeah, it should be me.
It should be me. Now, Rosie said she's not yet a witch. I think she's a witch.
Oh.
I think she's a witch because a witch is not only someone who flies at night.
With a broom.
For you to have all these ill thoughts about another person, she may not have said how she feels about her friend entirely, but then that's towards, you can actually harm your friend over this guy.
But she said, I don't want to lose the friendship too.
You are not even friends with them in the first place, because a true friend would not do these things. Would not. I get that you do not control how you feel or control who you love, but in this case, these days we use our head and our hearts when getting into relationships. But I think in this case, she should use more of her head, not her heart. You know, even if, and I don't think it's love. I think it's just the idea of it.
Yeah.
The idea of how beautiful they look together. And how beautiful whatever they have going on is. So she's thinking maybe he could be this with me. But I tell you this guy could actually be with you, but the relationship would not be as it is now with her friend. That's what I meant by grace is not transferable. Because you're thinking it should be you. You deserve this, you deserve that. And she went on to say, her friend doesn't see him the way she does.
Yeah.
How do you know how your friend sees him?
How do you know? That's the part I really don't understand.
Yes. We could be friends.
Comparing.
Exactly. We could be friends. We could have conversations. But how do you know how I truly feel about this guy? And in this case, even if I told you how I truly feel about him, because of how you feel towards him, you would still dismiss it and say, she doesn't see him the way I do. So in other words, you're saying that you deserve this relationship, not your friend. You are not a friend.
You're not a friend.
You're not a friend. You're not a friend.
But what? Say it.
The guy is friends with you because of your best friend. though.
Exactly.
That's what she doesn't
The
do.
guy is friends with you because of your best friend, not because of you.
Yeah.
So that guy is only being courteous to my girlfriend's best friend, which is very normal. Very, 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 very normal. So I don't get it.
Doc.
Yes. It's always sad when you see your gender behaving like this. I don't want to call her sister. It's sickening, you know. It's not a good behavior. And I'm looking at what are her values that would lead
Does she have
you-
values?
No, she doesn't.
Maybe she has the wrong ones. She might have values.
Well,
but
I think everybody's value is
Yes,
valid to them.
Mhm.
So yeah, let me not
where,
ask that
where
question.
she's seeing life from is questionable. What kind of training, what kind of things is she getting into herself? She needs to really re-examine herself. And I always say that when you are in a situation, especially in these love things, it will always look like it's a right thing because it has to do with feelings. And you need to be careful not to go too much with your feelings. Like she said, let your head also help
the
you.
talking, yeah.
Yes, God has put that brain and that mind there for a purpose. It's supposed to also inform you. Ask yourself, is this thing I'm doing good? If it's done to me, how would I feel? I mean, where would it lead to? Even if it was not her friend and it was an ordinary guy, the way she's going about this, she's going to really hurt herself. I mean, a guy who is not seeing you. It's easier in a relationship when a guy has seen you, has chased you, is doing the loving you, and you are responding. I feel like that is naturally how it's supposed to be. So even on the ordinary, it's not going to help her. Much less talk about going for your friend. And it's not just a friend, it's her childhood friend.
Best friend.
And if you know how these things are, it comes with a lot of love because you've grown together. You've seen each other
they're
go
like
through a lot
sisters.
of pain. Yes, sisters. And this girl is seeing you as her sister. And I'm sure she's confiding in you. And you are rather
Exactly.
using these things against her, saying she doesn't see you, him, as you do. And that's the question. What do you mean by that? The truth is that, yes, she doesn't because she's not you. She's her. And I'm sure that this man loves her for who she is and whatever, energy she has. So please, this is not going to end well for you in whatever way. So please be careful. Try to back off. And you have to do some work to yourself. It will take, and it's because you've kept this for a long time. She's nursed this fantasy for a long time. I feel like she's going to struggle now to get out of it, but she needs to, because whether you have him or you don't have him, if you don't take care of that whole thing that is going down around your heart, you're going to suffer.
All right, so we have some messages from our social media handle. That's just Facebook, especially sister. So go out there and put your comments there. We get to read it on the show. We have Akosua from Accra. Sister, I feel your pain deeply. Unspoken love is heavy. But ask yourself, is staying silent helping your heart or hurting it more each day? If he's truly your best friend, he deserves to know. No, I don't think you're getting it right. He's the best friend's boyfriend, not her best friend. All right? And Iradra says, please don't tell him anything. Keep being the friend that you are, but give them distance as well.
Yeah.
You will be fine.
will
Give
be
them
fine.
distance. That's what you said.
That is nice.
And then Aram from Ho says, this kind of love can slowly break you. You've been loyal to him in silence, but now you need to be loyal to yourself. Tell him the truth.
No, but loyal in what sense?
Not
In
to
what
win
sense?
him,
I
but to
think she
free
doesn't get
yourself. The friendship is real. It will survive. I don't think you guys are getting
No,
it.
you're not getting it.
They are not best friends. He is the best friend's boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay? Efia from Kumasi says, to be honest, not just with him, but with yourself. You've been carrying something sacred in silence, but it's costing you your joy. Speak the truth gently. Even if it changes things, healing begins in truth.
Well.
Shama in Lagos says, sister, this is emotional warfare. Loving someone who loves another can destroy your self-worth quietly. I say speak up. not for a happy ending, but for a clean conscience. You deserve more than hidden heartbreak. Oh my God, what do you guys want him to do? To tell him and then he leaves his girlfriend?
No.
Amina from Abuja says, I know this story too well. I stayed quiet for years and it ate me up, but I finally spoke. I felt free. Say your truth, even if the heart is elsewhere. You matter. Your feelings matter. So Tolu from Ibadan is saying, protect your peace, my dear. It's being close to him that is hurting you. Then you may need to distance yourself.
True.
Yeah. Even if you don't confess, sometimes healing means walking away from the people we love most. So Emma says, sis, we don't keep bleeding in silence for love that's not ours. Either you speak up or step back. So I would say
don't speak up.
You need to step
It's
back.
not everything.
I feel like
and don't
speaking
lose
up
yourself trying.
is not entirely out of the question.
Yeah. So another one here, Amma, you can honor your love and still protect your heart. Sometimes closure isn't about being loved back. It's about loving yourself enough to let go.
What closure does she need in this
Speak
case?
your
this one,
truth
there's no
or create
closure.
space. You know, when everybody's saying speak your truth, I don't understand how you guys want her to speak her truth. You should go to the man and say, you know what? I know you are with my best friend, but I
Maybe-
love you.
No, maybe she should get a paper bag, open it up, and say,
I love someone who's not.
Kenneth, I'm so in love with you, but I know you as my best friend. I can't
think
have
she's
you.
watched too many
And close it.
telenovelas.
And close the
Not
paper
really.
bag and flush it down the toilet, and she'll be fine.
I think
I feel
the
that
whole
feeling
speak
is
your
real.
truth, speak your truth, it has to do with watching too many telenovelas. Because
Anyway.
how else can you explain this? What truth
Well,
is she speaking?
If I have to speak my truth right now, it will be that we have to take a quick break. Great. And we'll be right back after this break.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Life is a celebration of moments, big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration.
Viva cola, viva grapes and
From the
orange.
beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of
Viva
refreshment.
grapes and orange. Give me viva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back, guys. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV. And if you're listening, it's City 97.3 FM. So we've gone through our first letter, and the word that keeps popping up in that letter was, she's a witch, she's a witch, she's a witch. Let's see if the second person is a witch on this letter. Anyway, let's go through the letter right now and hear what the sisters have to say. Right. Dear sisters, I'm a 30-year-old accomplished woman, a proud engineer working with one of the biggest firms in the country, a place I never imagined I would reach, especially given where I come from. I need your guidance because my heart is heavy and I find myself torn. Growing up, my biological father never cared for me. I was treated like an outcast in my own home, while he showered my 2 older siblings with love, attention, and every form of support. He had nothing but rejection for me. It was as if I didn't exist. I was invisible in his eyes, unloved, unwanted, and unworthy. The only person who ever stood up for me was my mother. She did all she could, but she was just one woman against so much hurt. My father had already made up his mind about me, that I would amount to nothing. And when the pain at home became unbearable, I left. He never came back looking for me. Not once. It's been over 10 years since I walked away from that pain. And in that time, I've built a life I'm proud of. Ironically, the very daughter he rejected has become the one who rose above it all. Meanwhile, the children he favored so deeply have sadly lost their way. Now, I'm about to marry the love of my life, a man who sees my worth and honors the woman I've become. And suddenly, the man who disowned me, who watched me walk away without a second thought, wants to walk me down the aisle. Hey, Daddy. Sisters, I can't lie. It hurts. My fiancé believes I should allow him to walk me. But every time I think about it, I remember the silence, the absence, the way he treated me like I didn't belong. I remember how I cried myself to sleep, how I questioned my own worth, how I begged for his love and never got it. So why now? Why does he get the honor of standing beside me on the most important day of my life? I'm confused. My heart is not at peace. Part of me wants to hold on to my boundaries and protect the little girl in me who was never protected. Another part of me wonders if giving him this moment is a way to release it all. Sisters, what should I do? If you allow me to speak right now, I'll be very biased. So let me just listen to you guys. Maybe you'll change my mind.
I think you should allow him.
Why? Is it because she's successful now that he wants to walk her down the aisle?
You see, sometimes people mean it for evil, but it turns out for your good. If the father had doted over her, maybe she wouldn't have accomplished or been who she is today. Sometimes there's this thing that drives us where you feel maligned, where you feel abused, where you feel neglected, unloved. It sort of like propels you to do things that are greater. Of course, in some instances, it makes people do things that are untoward, but sometimes you realize that people actually become the best of themselves when they feel they're alone, they have nobody. So it's like when you're coming from a family where you know that actually your parents don't have, nobody has, and you have an opportunity. There's a way you attack it, as opposed to someone with a silver spoon in their mouth, how they attack certain opportunities. So it might have worked well. Now, the giving out is symbolic. Whether you like it or not, he gave birth to you. And if you are biblical, there's a verse that says, honor your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And that is the only commandment that has a promise after it. I believe that our parents, as we know it, they don't know it all. There are times where they goof, seriously. There are times where their direction for our lives are not good.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. But I think that as a child, I think that it's good to honor your parents because deep down their hearts is love they have for you. But they don't know how to sort of like, you see, sometimes unless you go deep down into what a parent is going through, you may not be able to understand some of the decisions that they took. I'm just saying that because, for instance, if I scold my son or I scold my daughter right now for something that he did wrong, they may perceive it as mommy behaving like a lion. But what I'm doing is to shape them to become better adults. Sometimes you need to grow up to understand it.
But do you go back to tell your child, I love you? Even
No,
though you behave like an animal.
hold on. Now with what we know, we go back to tell our children that I love you. But how many of us had strict teachers? Let me even forget the parents. Very strict, abnormal teachers who never told us they loved us. But years down the line, we write letters to them saying that what the discipline they give us in school is what has shaped us to become better people today. Hold on, that's what I'm saying. That look, there are exceptions, there are excesses.
You have to call names.
But I'm just saying that you see him giving you out on your wedding day is just one act.
Okay, can I ask a question?
What?
If she wasn't successful, do you think he would want to walk her down the aisle?
No, you see, sometimes certain issues should not be about if. The thing is that he is your father, and from what I know of what I can, you see, sometimes in these men that we are with, he made a comment that this man values her and da 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 da. You know, some of these men, when it's all rosy and good, they will side with you. But one day, they can use the very things that they sided with you against you. To show that even you cry, your father cry, he was alive, I didn't even respect him. How much more me?
Right.
So I'm just saying that, look, on hindsight, I know it's very painful. Look, my dear, trust me. It's very painful. It's very painful. It's heartbreaking. I know this because I felt this.
Right.
But sometimes you need to put everything aside because you don't know what your parents was going through. You don't know the psychological position of your parents. Yes, they are supposed to be the ones to nurture us and take care of us. But the fact of the matter is that whatever he did, you've been successful. Don't pay wrong with wrong. It's just a one day event. Let him give you over because he's alive. He's available. He wants to. Let him do it. After that, if you want to limit your conversation, that's a different scenario. But at least for that giving away, I think that just allow him to do it.
All right. So, Ajobi, I'm going to ask you.
Oh, no, like I said, Debbie.
I'm going to ask you.
Yes, my darling.
What if this was an instance that she had a stepdad that actually treated her better than her father? Who would you let walk down the aisle?
Oh, but that's a different scenario.
Sister Ajobi, Magwana.
Manya Ajobi, I'm a villa, I'm me.
Choose love over biology.
Yes.
Choose love
in
over
that case,
biology.
it's different.
Right.
Even in this case, choose love over biology because in as much as it's symbolic for him to walk her down the aisle, for her, every single memory that she has of him is a painful one. And your wedding day is supposed to be a day that begins on a beautiful note. At least that's what I think, right? So you do not want to walk down the aisle with your father, who was literally not your father, right? You do not want to go through that. So for me, I would say that you owe your father nothing. But then again, like she said, she's looking at me. She wants to kill me like, hey, like I said, for him it's symbolic. For the whole world, it's symbolic.
Right.
Or for our tradition, it's symbolic. But I would say that choose your peace, your sanity over the whole biology, over the whole symbolism, over that. Because in other words, you really do not have a father.
Okay.
You don't have a father. What if he wasn't alive? Who would have walked you down the aisle?
Exactly.
Yes. Secondly, the Bible did say that honor your parents. You know, it comes with a promise. You know, Reverend sister.
I'm far from Reverend.
I get that. But then what if he wasn't alive? Who would have walked you down the aisle? And secondly, if deep down your heart you think that there's a little part of you that feels that if he walks me down the aisle, I'll get closure, then please go for it. If not, I would boldly tell you with my full chest that you do not owe him anything or any reason. You do not owe him any gesture for him to heal. Because maybe he also has he now realized what he's done to you as a child. And for me, it's not even a thing of being successful or anything. Maybe he's realized, oh, I didn't do well with this child. And, you know, this is the one time I want to correct it. So he's also seeking for healing, right? I don't owe him that. We go through, somebody could, like she rightly said, we do not know what our parents go through while taking care of us. You know, there's no manual to it. I wasn't like a perfect child. I was difficult. My parents would tell you, okay, this, certain actions, certain things they put me through is because of certain actions or certain behaviors I also had. But one thing I know is that you do not go through harsh or tough situations just to replicate it, especially with your children. The mistakes you make with your children last with them a lifetime. Yeah. She has painful memories of her father that it would take, even though she hasn't mentioned, it would take like a lot of work, therapy, you know, a lot to get to where she is. Exactly. And for her being successful, right, I feel like everything we go through in life was designed by God. This is a family God has given her. It is a test in life. This is where God has positioned her for her to actually excel. And she's come out. I forgot to say I'm proud of her. Because it takes very few people to go through such situation and come out so well. She's done so well for herself. She's supposed to be a better person, but she's not. She's actually become a very good person, and I think she'll be a very good parent.
Oh yeah, she will be a very good parent.
Just as she's very, she has emotional intelligence, I can tell from what she's saying, I think she should have a conversation with herself. If a part of her is actually telling her that if he walks me down the aisle, I'll get closure and I'll be okay, I think she should go ahead. But that would be the right thing for her to do. But, you know, to be practical, you do not owe him that. If you're going to do it because society or family, no. You would be unhappy. Because even after the wedding, she'll start saying, this man pound.
Anytime he watches the videos, she'll have a whole relapse.
I almost said, God damn it. But then...
Wow.
You know, you'll be hurt about it. You want it to be a beautiful one. Walk with your father, and you're walking to the man of your dreams, the man who's going to be your forever. And you are so excited, so happy. I've seen my father walk my sisters down the aisle, and I saw, you know, the glow on their faces. I remember I have a sister that when she was getting married, I think she didn't like her makeup. But she was with my father, and she wanted to cry. My dad was just, like, he held on to her. And, you know, in that moment, even though she wanted to cry, her father was by her. Like, you're your father's little girl forever. Every girl wants to experience that. I mean, I want to experience that. I wouldn't want to work with a man whom I have only bitter memories of. I respect you as my father. I honor you. But this very act alone, if I do not let you do it, doesn't mean that I don't honor you. Doesn't mean that I don't love you. I've forgiven you. I've moved on. But walking me down the aisle should be I deserve that. That special moment. I deserve it. I choose love over biology.
All right. Doc.
Yes.
Love over biology or biology
love over biology. Why? Anytime. I think that this narrative is quite common. I have heard it a lot, that men, I mean, either they did not take care of their children or they mistreated them, and then they appear around the wedding time, even at the traditional, and they want to be the heroes, they want to be seen and all of that. And I think
the ones who didn't peruse the list more.
Yes, they dress most, gorgeously and want to be seen by every means. How they talk, and it's like an entitlement they think they should have. And I think the narrative needs to change, and it has to begin from us making statements, and strong statements like what she wants to do. This is an important day to her. It should not be about him. It should be on her terms. And if, like she says, if it's not going to give her the peace that she needs and the closure she needs, don't do it. This is not the time to come and correct your wrongs. We can do the love thing from another angle. We can do the forgiveness from another angle.
In another day.
Yes. Let this day be my day. Let me enjoy my day. And like she said, if he's with you and you're not going to have that vibe, it's not going to be that sweet for you. So her husband should please take it easy. Allow this lady, the wedding is for her, most especially. That's the day she's going to be honored. And she can't have, and the way she's put it, it's like she's having these traumatic reactions. And she says her child, the childhood self of her, doesn't want to do that. It is important for her to protect that child within her, even now. And I think that men, we need to, Father's Day is coming, and that story is going to be told about how we need to forgive them and all. Please, let's not keep repeating this action. Some have done it. It has destroyed many. I'm wondering why he would do this. This is, I don't see the reason. It's not as if, unless maybe she hasn't told us, there's some story behind why the father would, isolate her from the others. But a serious thing, that you have 3 children who are your blood, and you decide that this one, you keep verbally abusing them.
I think she should find out if that's truly her
That's
father.
truly. It might be the case that he had to accept you, that your mom, then maybe that needs
Okay, then why would you want to walk me down the aisle?
That's the point. That's the point. So why are you trying to?
I'm not
if
yours, why do you wanna walk me down the
own
aisle?
me, then if you could not own me, then why now?
Because you're carrying his last name.
I can give you
but
the
no.
name.
So, but you did not behave well. You did not behave well by being able to carry the responsibility. A father is supposed to protect his child. A father is supposed to make her feel safe. And you did all of these things to her. She struggles through it. And we need to stop saying that it is only it is because of what she went through that made her who she is. I feel like when someone is blessed, you are blessed. Bible says that everything works together for our good.
Preach.
It doesn't mean that it's only the good things that will work together for our good.
Yeah, even the bad.
Or the bad things. But everything. Look, if he had supported this girl, I believe that she could have been even better. She could, but I just applaud her for having used this as a tool to push hard and to be who she is. She's a heroine. She needs to be celebrated. And this, she should handle it the way her heart wants her to. But of course, not on the basis of unforgiveness and
Hey guys, we have messages from our Facebook page.
Oh boy.
Well, Ikia from Cape Coast says, my sister, your pain is real and justified. No one, not even your fiancé, can fully understand the weight of being rejected by your own father. These days about you, not about him. If giving him the honor reopens wound, then don't do it. Irene Jacqueline says, my dear sister or daughter, I will suggest you let go and thank God for how things turned against you then. The Bible says, all things work for those who trust God. Maybe it was God's way of pushing you to where you are now. What if your father had given you all the attention you needed? You would have been swelling-headed. Oh no, please guys, no. And not reach where you are. God used your father to unearth the potential in good. Can we, I don't like the fact that we justify trauma.
Yes.
No. Trauma should not be justified.
Yes. And especially for women, I don't think our pain should measure our success. Society should
We've done that for too long.
Expecting women's pain. My mother suffered. Like, okay, fine. Mother's Day, for example. The only thing you hear, my mother is such a strong woman. Great. What makes her strong? She suffered. She didn't
endured.
Every day is always, she cried. There was no food. Why isn't that my mother, okay.
Can I be a baby doll?
You know, my mother was such a dope woman. She was great. She was
confident.
Working. She was so, she was the CEO of
She left a relationship that doesn't help.
You know, why is it always
She
we have
suffered.
to, and she suffered. There was no, she cried. There was no food. We were stubborn.
She stayed with my father.
We glorify pain when it comes to a woman's success. And I think that's a problem.
Much.
That's a problem. Women also need to be happy.
Yeah.
This whole trauma thing, it's real. And I think we need to address it as it is.
And I think we should stop telling women teaching women how to speak, how to be women.
In this way.
Anyway,
this way.
sisters, thank you so much. It was really nice having this conversation with you all.
It was nice. I'm sorry.
It was really nice having this conversation with you all, but let me just go through some, like 2 or 3 comments here. Forgiving your dad wouldn't take anything from you. We would forgive him. Jesus showed us the same example when he was rejected by the same people he showed love to. This is the biggest decision you'd ever take in your journey to find peace. we are not saying she shouldn't forgive. I'm not saying she shouldn't forgive. She should forgive.
She should forgive.
But does he have to be the one to walk down the aisle? Well, Essie from Tamale says, forgiveness is powerful, but so is choosing yourself. He missed the chance to love you when it mattered most. He doesn't get he doesn't get to rewrite history just because you've succeeded. I keep saying the same thing. Ngozi from Port Harcourt. Sister, you are not confused. You are simply processing deep pain. Your father wants to walk you now because of your success, and your success validates you. But he failed you when it counted. If you're not at peace, don't force it. Your feelings are sacred. Fatima from Kaduna says, only you know the full story of your scars. If you're thinking of reconciliation, make sure it's not just performative for the wedding. Don't bury your hurt for the sake of appearances. This moment should reflect your journey, not your guilt. Tenny from Lagos. It's okay to say no, not out of spite, but out of love for the woman you've become without him. Let someone who truly stood for you walk you down the aisle, even if it's your mother or yourself. It's strength. Yes.
Now mothers are able to walk their children down the aisle,
So,
even older brothers and older siblings.
So we have one from Healing Daughter. She says, the story resonates with so many of us. Dads who failed us trying to show up when the cameras are out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to draw a boundary. Even on your wedding day, your healing doesn't have to make him comfortable. All right, so before we go on the break, Juice Guy, what are your thoughts about the last story?
So it's great. It's amazing. I've been listening to all of you go back and forth. Dr. Ethel and Ajovi. Yeah, I kind of agree with you to some extent. I have almost the same experience, but you see, as you grow, you know more, and when you know more, you do better. From the way she even shared her experience, she's on a path of renewal. There's no point of holding it back. There's no point to prove. If you've been able to come and tell us that this what happened and you're going to celebrate, celebrate. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
There's no point holding it back. You're going to celebrate. Go all out and celebrate with your father. You have to go with him. For me, I'll say that because of where you've come from, where you've been able to build your story from. You see.
But it's your wedding day, so should your wedding day feel painful?
No, why should you feel painful? The fact that you're talking about it.
The fact I look at you. The fact I look at you reminds me of.
That's where I'm coming from. That for me, there's a little in there. We're three boys and one girl, you know, and my father is very stern and strict, very stern and strict. And yes, I could have been almost like the black sheep, if I should put it that way. So there are a lot of times, and I was very assertive also. So he says this, I speak up to him. And I realized it was very uncomfortable for him. So yeah, he has said a lot of things. But fast forward, 20 years down the line, I'm a father too. And I sit down and I say, what was I thinking? Do you get it? You can never understand it till you've been there. You can never understand it till you've been there. And these days, I go around telling all my friends, actually, I've had, number of times I've told my boys, actually, my old boy, they know they like my matter. But see, I meet them all, and actually, I appreciate the toil that guy did to get us there.
All right.
You see, we come from an old school where our parents could not reason with us. We have to accept them that way. We know more, so we are not going to transfer it necessarily. You know more, you're going to impact something else because you know that if you go that way, it's that way. You're a survivor now, so move on. You don't have to hold on to it.
And that's it.
I love that.
And that's it. I think that's a very good way to end the episode. But thank you so much, sisters.
Thank you.
I think this conversation needed to be had.
It had to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
Chris.
really enjoying the juice.
I'm loving it.
I don't know. I don't
loving
know.
it.
What did you do?
Actually,
Me too. I enjoy
No, but I actually
mine.
told him that I want him to prepare this cocktail in a bottle for me because it's awesome.
And these are like very great
Please,
cocktails made by his
can you name this
juices.
cocktail Salsa Rosie cocktail?
Sure. We'll do
Yes,
that.
because this is my cocktail. This is mine.
All right, sisters.
Yeah.
Cheers.
My
Cheers.
empty glass.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this
Let's do
episode.
some too. Me
And let's take a quick break. And when I come back, I'll be sharing my final thoughts.
Wow! What was that? With Eddie Bags on the drums, you are sure to have good vibes and a swirl time. Imagine being walked away from your family and being told that your new home will be an orphanage. This is the story of Richard Kofi, administrator of Basco. He shares this and more.
I wasn't with my parents. I was staying with one auntie because my dad was very, very, very sick as at that time. It wasn't really easy, even though I was brilliant, and but then the means to really push forward wasn't there. We were walking, and I was like, where are we going?
In the middle of the bush.
If you had to turn sideways, it's bush all over. I was like, where are we going? There's no light.
To cap it all, let's dance with the famous players. So, make a date with us this Sunday at 7 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, you're welcome back. Now it's time for me to share my final thoughts. But before I do that, I want to say a very big thank you to our sponsor, Gino. Thank you for holding us down. And also to all that have tuned into this wonderful episode. Thank you for staying with us. Now, let me share my final thoughts. I'm just going to make it real quick and a bit snappy. So let's start with the first one. The first one of the lady that is in love with her best friend's boyfriend. And the best friend's boyfriend is also like a friend. Like, judging through the messages, everybody's like, speak your truth, speak your truth. But I just keep wondering, how are you going to speak your truth? Will speaking your truth be telling him to say, look, I'm in love with you, but you are with my best friend or my childhood friend? Or you are going to speak the truth in the other way around, saying to your best friend or childhood friend, hi, I'm in love with your boyfriend. Which one is it? Which one are you more comfortable with? Because I'm very uncomfortable with all of them. I'm very uncomfortable with all of them. I think if you can't control yourself, I just think you should distance yourself from that relationship. I don't think you have the right. You can admire their relationship, but you should not want to have or take what she has already. You can admire it and hope that you have something nice and something interesting. But I don't think you should say you want that relationship. It has to be that guy exactly. And who are you to even talk about how your friend looks at her boyfriend, that she doesn't see him? Like, are you there in their private moments? Like, why would you even think so? I have a problem with that. I have a problem with, you digging that deep and saying that she doesn't see him how you see him. Who are you? Sorry, on a more serious note, like, who are you to think you can love him better than her? There's a lot going through my head. So I would say, if you want to be a good friend, or if you want to still be in a good, you still want to have a good relationship with the guy, as in just being platonic friends, I think you should step back a bit. Forget all that love thing. Like, it's at this point, it's a fluke. I'm sorry. It's a fluke. If anything is going to happen, probably when they are no more together. Anyway, thank you for sending your letter, though. And now, the second one, like I said, I probably might be biased. I would say, don't let him walk down the aisle with you if you are not comfortable with it. But if you want to forgive him, because I've understood that parenting styles differ, and parenting styles have been different throughout all the years of our existence. In the past, parenting styles differs from what it is right now. What's happening right now is because some of us know. Some people know better. That is why they don't want to repeat the way the parents, acted in years ago. Some parents were just parents and not friends, and they don't have no relationship with you. They were just there. Like, they believe being a parent means, being a commander-in-chief in the house, being a soldier in the house. Yeah. You go to some houses, they still greet their daddy. Yes, sir, yes, sir. They don't even say, hi, daddy, hi. It's, yes, sir, good morning, sir. Like, it is like that in some houses. And that's just because parenting styles differ. And if we know better, I just think we should do better. Because a lot of people have said, we have seen it so many times that people say men die alone. They are alone on their dying bed, but everybody's with the mother. And that's just because of how some men treat their children. And if you don't want to die alone, you have to have a relationship with your kids. And that's what's happening in this story right now. He was a bit stern with her. I don't know what she did, but I feel like even when she left, you as a parent or a man should have gone out to look for his child. But it felt like he didn't care. Of course she's going to feel like this man doesn't care for me. I mean, in as much as she's an adult now, let's not also forget she's a human being. And every human being actually processes stuff differently. Every human being reacts to situations differently. Someone will say, oh, no, he can act anyhow he wants. And then someone will say, hey, my dad said this to me. My biological dad did this to me. So know your children. Know who you're dealing with. And then know how to deal with them. Because everybody processes pain and trauma differently. This is easy peasy for somebody else, but this is real trauma for someone else. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And to the lady that reads in, to the lady that actually wrote this, please, do you. Do what makes you feel comfortable, what will make you happy on that day, but you can forgive him. Forgiveness will even make you free. You can forgive him, but do you. It doesn't have to be him, Anyway, my name is Kata. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sister. Juice Guy, thank you so much. And yeah, guys, it's been a great one. Hope to see you next week at the same time. And also to all our sponsors, thank you once more for holding us down. This is Channel 1 TV, and if you're listening, it's City 97.3 FM. My name is Kata. See you next week.